Can anyone confirm, is my screen visible to you? Can anyone confirm? Is it visible my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
till this point we covered in the last class, like yeah, someone is speaking. No? Okay. So till this point we covered in the last class, like how to create a project and how to create an application and how to run that. So this is the so far called. So today I will explain some more steps to integrate our customized HTML, that means our own HTML. So for that we require to do the totally 5 steps we have to do that in our project. So one is like we require to update the settings.py, and the second thing is like we require to create a templates folder where we will create HTML files, and after that we have to create a simple function to redirect our HTML file, and finally obviously map the URL. So this is the 5 things we will do one by one slowly. So if you are having any doubt in that process, please stop and ask me your questions, and finally we'll execute. So now instead of Django default page, we will see our own index page or our own HTML page. That is what the main idea of this class. Okay. So, but again, I will create a new project so that it's a kind of recall for your last class also. Okay. So I hope you remember. So whenever you want to create a new project, so you can right click on the project, I mean that folder where you want to create your projects. Okay, so you can just open in terminal. If it is already open, no issues, but if you want to open again, you can open it like this. And now in this first command we have to execute is Django -admin start project followed by project name. So let's take, I'm taking test project. Okay, so now it will create a project with the name of test project. Okay, and then after, once it is created, as we already covered, like it will create a folder here with the name of the project which we are going to be creating. And once it is created, then we need to move to the respective folder and we can start creating the application. So that is what we have to do. So this is taking some time to load it. Yeah, it's done. So if you see that there is a folder test project came. Okay, so now we require to cd followed by project name, so that is test project. Okay, so now we move into the project then newly created. So within this project I want to create an application, because as you mentioned, as I mentioned already, so each project contains multiple modules and each module we are considering as a one application. Okay, and where here we are creating one application like Python. This is the command what we use, manage.py, and sorry, start app name. Let's take, I'm taking test app. Now one application will be created under the test project, the name called test app. Yeah, see the test app is created. Okay, so all the files created as the structure is defined by the Django. If you observe here, everything is created as expected. Now just to check that whether it is running fine or not, you have to try that also. So Python manage.py run server. Okay, now what happened, it will execute the default interface, so with which redirects to Django interface. Now after that we'll see how to customize our own HTML. That is what we are going to be starting newly today. Okay, so see here, once we click on URL, you are able to see default text of the Django. See, Django came. So that means your configuration and execution is successfully completed. So till the point one step is completed, that is what we covered so far. Now what is my intention? If I'm running the same URL, let's take, I want to display my own HTML page where I want to write my own content. Let's take example, welcome to Django first class, and let's take Django web page, and I want to give some content over there. Assume that that is what I want to do. Okay, so now for that we require to perform some steps. For that we have to stop the execution. So I'm using Control C. So Control C, stop for execution. Okay, so now we have to follow the other 5 steps to do the respective HTML integration. These are the 5 steps we have to perform. So that I will do one by one. Okay, so before going to that, till the point, if anybody have any doubt, ask me. I will repeat it. Otherwise, I will just continue the new part which we called HTML integration in the project. But this is what you require to understand in basic level as a part of internship. See, you require to tell that, right, like what you learned as part of internship. This is the basic things you should understand. Like one is, as mentioned, environment setup, that is software installation. Second, project creation and execution, which includes two parts. One is as we completed just now. The second one, template integration. So once these are completed, that means you are ready to work with project. Okay, so that is the two things we have to do. And after that, as usual, we have to understand our title, and we have to what is our title will do and what is our expected result of the title. That is what your project explanation, project content. So that also will be delivered by the next week, like independently, like whoever selected the title, we are filtering, like to avoid the duplication and also to avoid the conflict. So Monday we are submitting that all titles who are already submitted to us to the college, and Monday evening, once we got the approval from the college, then we Tuesday onwards we will send the abstracts, that called initial document of your project, to you with along with all the required content, and you just go through that. And also we are going to be like explaining each of the project to you, so that you can easily understand what you are going to be doing in future. And also, like, we'll provide you certificate of completion for your internship. Okay, so even offer letter and certificate, that too is required for your college submission. And this is the next week target, our plan of action. Okay, so by tomorrow evening, like maybe sorry, Monday, you will get to know about these all details. Okay, so accordingly we have to perform. So that is the plan of action for internship. So once we complete that, then we can start our trainings along with our execution of our mini project, that is UML diagram, that all will start. Okay, but anyway, so come back to our point. So now the idea here is, we want to customize HTML, right? So further, the first step is open, there is a file called settings.py in your project. See here, open that. First step, this one. So open the settings.py. So in this settings.py, you will find an option called installed apps. Okay, so this is the installed apps you see here. So installed apps means the application sessions, messages, static files, these are all automatically will come. But along with that, we created one application additionally, that is we call test app, right? So that you require to add here. Okay, that is the first step. Followed by command. That's it. So this is the first step you require to do that. Okay, so once you open the settings.py, in that installed, you go to the install, you require to add a app name. That means here I added test app. Why? Because I created the name called test app. It's not mean that always you should add test app only. For example, you created one application called customer app, then you can add customer app, like that. The application whichever you created, the all application names should be enrolled here in the installed apps. Okay, so this is the first step you require to do to execute interfaces in your application. Okay, so is this point clear, all of you? First step clear? So whenever you create a new application, that should be registered in the installed apps in settings.py. Is it clear for everyone? Can anyone confirm, or any doubt in this? You can ask me none. If you feel not understandable, or if you feel not comfort, you can ask me. No, not to wait till the end. Okay, you can ask me immediately also. Is it clear, everybody? At least you can speak up if cleared also. At least you can speak up. Like, for example, if you understand, is it clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So now the second step is, under the test app, the app which you created, please create a folder called templates. Okay, so the folder name is templates. So Python, you can go for Python package. Okay, Python package. Under that, you can create a folder called templates. Just sorry, it's a templates, right? No need of package. We just record directory enough. Yeah, directory. So here we have to take templates. Okay. The name is templates is the nomenclature which is used as part of Django architecture, that is VT, model view templates. So that's why we have to give the templates only. So now model view already created by the system only, we don't require to create a file, but for templates we have to create externally one folder called templates, and where you create a new HTML whichever you require to showcase as part of your project. Like example, I'm creating index.html. I'm creating a new HTML. Click on the template. So see, same way, Python file like that. Just right click and new, and then select HTML file. Okay. And after that, give the name of the HTML file, and it will be created automatically the skeleton. Now in the title, you can give your own name. Let's take, I'm giving index, and the body, let's take h1. Welcome to Django framework. Okay. Now I'm taking a paragraph given by okay. So this is what I want to show as an output. Now this is like HTML, pure HTML. Some of you are already aware of HTML, but again I told you, right? So this HTML class also we are going to be taking along with the Python, so that you can understand what are the different tags available, or what is the use of the respective tags in HTML, you can understand. Okay. So anyway, this is the first class, so that I'm just going to be creating one h1 tag that's called header. H1 means header and p means paragraph. Okay. So to display this content I written, and now so as per our plan, if you observe that, so settings.py we updated, templates to be created, and the basic HTML file we created. Now we have to do two more things to execute it. One is view function to redirect this particular HTML file. That means whenever user enter the URL, so that has to trigger this HTML file in the backend. So that we require to do now. Okay. So for that we require to add our function, so that is view function, and also we have to add the URLs. So for that, first we have to go to the views. See that if you see, this is the view function or views file. So where only we should update our logic. Okay, so that is what I'm doing here. So if you observe here, so just I'm creating a function. So that the function Python, so that you can understand in the Python class. And after that you can write your own any function. Let's take open index. Okay, where it taking a inbuilt and you require to open the index file, right? So for that already above the given return render, that is putting, and the second argument where you go to that is the okay. So data means the dictionary in the Python, like curly, we can write curly that we want to pass. That's it. Nana. This is function to open the index file in your application. So these two lines you require to add in the views.py in your application. It is available inbuilt only. So just you require to open the file, and you can need to add these two lines to redirect to the index.html. So the last step is pending now, URL updation. So we have a urls.py in the open that. So if you admin, see admin is already configured. So just we require to have our application. So the code, okay, just now name. So that is views dot, what is the function name we given? Open index. Means this is the name of the function. This name of the function we have to provide the URL here. But import this. So now finally Just name of the file. In the urls.py to open your respective function. So how the execution will be happen, I will explain simply. Whenever you open the URL, okay, first it will go to the URL pattern and it will trigger the open index file. So now it will go to the views.py. What we are here, we are asking system to open. From here the request will go to the index.html. Likewise, the flow will be through the URLs to views, views to templates. That's why we call model view templates. Why model is not here? Because we didn't
Sir,
integrate
idea is
database.
not
Model
clear.
means data. Hello. No, invest in the blue.
Sir.
Okay, so the first part, as I'm explaining, see, first open the settings.py. Open the settings.py. Add the application name which you created here. Okay, this is the first task. Second task, create the templates folder. It won't be there by default in your application. We have to create. So for that, right click on the application, new directory, and give the directory name as templates. So this is the second step. Okay, third step, right click on the templates. Okay, now after that, new, and then HTML file. And now we have to give the HTML file name as your own wish. It is not predefined like index always. You can give hi, hello, whatever it is. But that name only we should mention in the views.py. That is the only difference, but we can create. This is the file I created here. You can add whatever you want to display as part of this HTML. You can add it out. And after that, go to the views.py, and where you require to add one function to open the HTML, that name open index written. It is also customizable. That means you write your own name. And after that, it is by default taking an argument called request, which is used to read any data from this file. Example, if you have a form like enter username, enter password. So now to read the data, this object will be helpful. And after that, name of the file which you want to redirect, and finally any data you want to pass, you can also add this data. And now I don't want to pass any data, that's why I given empty. This is empty, as empty I define. Now final thing is, we require to map the URL for this particular function what we created. So that is urls.py. So we have to add one path variable here. So it takes 3 arguments totally. First one path, second one name of the function which you want to redirect, third one name of the request, I can say that. Okay, or web page, we can say that. So this is the way you have to configure HTML file to your Django project. So is these points clear, or still anybody have any doubt? So this is the steps, Nana. Once you complete, you are able to execute the HTML in your application now. So now the next step is we have to execute. But before execution, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, I will go for execution.
Sir, please explain
Okay.
views.py part.
Yeah. See, in views, what we are going to be doing means we will create a function to navigate to the HTML page. Okay. So here, what this syntax indicating in Python means it is a function. So generally in Java we will write void main or public static void main, right? Like that in Python, if you want to create a function, the syntax will be def. Def is a keyword. So def is a keyword, followed by we will write the function name. Okay, so this is the function name followed by arguments, and then we will write our code. So this is the syntax for writing the function Python. So similarly here I written def followed by a function name open index and request, as I mentioned, to read the input from the HTML. We are using the default argument called request. It's a default, like some in Java also we write, right, public static void main string args. In C we are writing void main, like that. Okay, it's a default one. And now we have a inbuilt method called render. So this is the already it's came out here. Render is used base. So this is a function, inbuilt function again. So this render function takes 3 arguments totally. One argument is your input, that is request. Second argument is the name of the HTML file which you opened. As I mentioned, right here, it's not mandatory. Always we can give the index. You can give, for example, hello.html. Then you should write here hello.html. So which HTML page you want to open, that you should write here. That is the HTML name. Finally, is a data what you want pass to the respective HTML. So here I don't want to pass anything, that's why I given empty. For example, if you want to pass something, what is the syntax? So here like this we can key followed by value, like it's a kind of map, okay, key value pairs, okay, but I'm not sending anything, so just class you can try about that, but still the point you just keep empty, okay. So this is what I written. So this line if executed successfully, then you instead of coming like if you observe that initially what happens is this page came, right? Now instead of this page, your HTML page will come as part of that, means this will come as part of that main purpose. So views is used to redirect the data, I can say that, or to write the main business object like our Python. So what is the use of learning Python? Ante this is the use of, like I mentioned, right, 3 areas will work out. One is front end, so that is this one, HTML. So here we will write HTML code, interact with the end users. So for that only you are going to be learning HTML, CSS, Java, that all. And here purely we are writing Python code, like Python logic. So that's why you are going to be learning core Python to work here in this file. So once you want learn the core Python, at that time you don't feel anything confused here, because at that you can understand what is Python, what is this function, everything you can understand. And after that you require to learn that last step, but I didn't do anything. So but in our project where we will implement this is also Python file, but here we are writing the database code. Like if you see Django.db, if you see observe that database, that means the database related all the stuff we are inspired. I told you, right, later we'll see, as of now keep it aside. But this is that's why we are going to be learning 3 areas. One is Python, another one HTML, another one SQL. Once you understand these 3 things before Django, you can better understand about the Django, and it doesn't make any confusion also. So that's why I told you before the today class. So by this point only I'm stopping. I'm not continuing the Django anymore, because to understand the Django more clear, you require to complete 3 things before that, that is SQL, HTML and Python. That will start from next week onwards. So once the 3 topics completed, then we'll come back to this part and we'll continue the class. Is it clear, everybody now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So now I'm going to be re-executing once again. Okay, so that is manage.py, run server. Okay, so in URLs it's showing error. Test from test import base, that is enough. And Python is self-compiling, that means Python interpreter based. So if you are changing anything here, it will automatically load here. You see, automatically it is compiled. Now you can run it. See our HTML output coming now. Come to Django web framework driven by FratelloInnoTech. So whatever the content we written there, the same content coming here. So let's take, if you want to add color anything in HTML, we are doing. That's example I'm giving. Style the red, the content in the red color. If you refresh here, the outcome will be red color. See that red color came. Okay, so likewise, just before this we have to understand the HTML, CSS part and SQL and Python. So at that time really I can say you don't feel anything new in the Django. It is just so quite similar to you, because if you learn that things initially, It is just a combination of all together as a one central point. That's it. So the Django is a framework. It's not a new technology. It's just combining the Python, HTML, and SQL in one place and will execute as an application. That only will take care by Django. But coding wise and learning wise, Django does not contain anything to learn separately. It is a combination of all three what we are planning to learn in upcoming days. Okay. So that is all about your application creation and as well as customize the HTML page. Okay. So any doubt as of now, all of you? So this is all about your code. Just go through that. I mean that I'm giving some. I'm showing on screen. I mean that file by file. In any place, if you feel not understand, not recoverable, please tell me. I will repeat the same point once again. But as I mentioned again, first we have to open the settings.py and add our application name here. So this is the first step. Yeah, the second thing is we have to create a templates folder in the application and we have to create a index, I mean that any HTML page where you can write your own content to display on the web page. So this is the HTML page what I created so far. The next point, as I mentioned, we have to create a function page, that is views file we have to update. And the final step is URL part, which is used to redirect to our web page. So if you want to add one more file, so very simple as I mentioned, right? So see, just I'm doing templates, right click, new HTML, Let's take, I'm giving hello.html. Let's take. Okay. Now we are writing is created. Okay. From one more function to redirect to the hello.html. And here let's take, I'm writing open here. Okay. And now in the URL, more line to add the URL like single quote. But here we have to give the name of the, that is empty. Now as we know, start open hello.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Is it audible now? Is it audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, what I'm trying to repeating means, once again, I'm one more file I'm creating. So just I created hello.html in that layer I given. I want to open this hello.html. Again, I'm going back to the views.py and I created one function to open the hello. I changed the name of the function and name of the file. That's it. Remaining syntax will be as is. And now to open that URL, we are also configuring in the URLs. So that is first parameter will be the new URL and the function name what we created newly and the name of the function. That's it. So now if you want to create multiple HTMLs, this is the way of creating. Like that, 3 steps we have to perform every time. One is template creation, views.py updation like a new function, and URLs updation. Like that we have to create any number of templates in the single application. That is idea. And now if you want to run again, I mean to see again, so I'm just running again. I'm opening the URL. See here, the default page as is coming. Now if you want to open the hello, here we have to type the URL name like /hello. The URL name is hello. If you open, see hello page created. The new HTML came here, see. In the same way, as I mentioned, right, admin also will be created by default. If you enter the admin page also will be created automatically as part of your application. See that Django administration coming. So this is all about like the template integrations. Okay, but how we will redirect from one page to another page and how we giving some data like forms, that all we'll see in the upcoming classes. But as I mentioned, to be frank, before that we have to clearly understand Python and HTML. So first I will take that classes, then I will come back to here. I will spend more time here to go with the application level. That is the plan of action. But now you people may understand what is our scope of learning and where we will implement the application level. So for that only I showcase you this one. Okay, but try to implement from your side also. So try to do at least 1 or 2 applications as like this, so that you will have habituated and you can map the things what you are going to be learning in the future. So that's why the idea behind to take these classes, so that for example if you learn HTML, okay, in our application this is the place we have to use the HTML. If you learn the Python, okay, this is the place where we will implement the Python. Like that, if you map the content, the learnings to your application, it is easy to understand and you can also feel it, okay, where it will be useful. So that's why I covered these 2 days classes for your understanding of Django application by combination of HTML and Python. Okay, so if you have any doubt you can ask me, Nana. So this is all about the application integration in the Django. If anybody have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, I'm considering this is no doubts as of now. Okay, so as I mentioned already, so the next plan of action for our regular classes is, so we'll start, one is Python along with HTML. This is the first action, and in between, based on the time intervals and plan of execution, we'll go with SQL. So these are the three things we have to go parallelly. After this only we can come back to Django, so that only you can understand easily. This is the first plan of action for training, I'm telling. And for internship and mini, so first of all we have to complete internship. So for that already two activities done, that is environment setup and project creation and title selection. I hope everybody selected the title and technology, so that means domain. So that part completed. The next only pending actions for internship is mini report. I can say that synopsis, the project synopsis, we have to prepare and submit to the college along with our offer letter and the certificate of the internship. So that two things we are already started working back in background. So that's what I told you initially. Monday onwards we'll work, we'll give the circulation for that. And also will explain the what is your title and what is there in the respective title and what you are going to be enhancing in the title. That all parts will explain the next week for your project. And also will allocate the synopsis document along with your offer letter and certificate. That all details you have to submit to the college for sign offing the internship. By that internship will be completed, and then we are starting our regular Python HTML training along with mini project, mini content, like for mini project, like functional non-functional requirements gathering and understanding, and ER diagram drawing, and table structures creationing, and also designing the UML diagram. That all will be part of your mini. So that all we are going for your project along with our regular work. Okay, so this is all about our plan of action. Okay, and as I mentioned already, so we are also planning for online offline classes, so that will be announced by Monday, like final timings and when will be the date, because just to confirm the titles and this internship process from the college, like tomorrow I will contact with the college. So once we got the timelines and required information from the college, based on that we'll allocate, I mean the schedule these timings for the trainings. So once started, it will going till your completion of the all the trainings. Okay, so if anyone have any doubt, you can ask me, otherwise we can sign off the class for today. But as I mentioned, please try to start installing the softwares. If not done as of now, if already done, please start creating a project and integrating this HTML and start working on it, so that whatever the application we will tell as part of our regular work, you can easily understand. Okay, that is the is taking the classes. Okay, fine. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, happy weekend, enjoy. We'll meet on Monday or Tuesday once again. Okay, bye bye.